Let's talk about pain, not the kind you stub your toe on, but the kind that leaves scars on your mind and soul, the emotional weight you carry, the rejections, the failures, the heartbreaks, the moments where you gave your all and it still wasn't enough. We all have them. Some people carry them in silence, some wear them like armor, and others let that pain define the rest of their lives. But here's the truth most people never tell you. Pain is not the end of your story, unless you choose to make it the final chapter. Pain is a messenger. It's trying to get your attention. It's trying to tell you something is out of alignment, either internally in your beliefs and expectations, or externally in the way you're navigating the world. And if you listen closely, not run from it, not suppress it, not numb it, if you truly listen, pain can become your greatest teacher. Some people go through pain and become bitter. Others go through pain and become better. The difference, the story they attach to the pain. Pain with a disempowering story turns into suffering. It becomes, this always happens to me. I'm cursed. I'll never win. Or I guess I'm just not cut out for more. But pain with an empowering story becomes purpose. It becomes fuel. It becomes, because I went through that, I now have the strength to help others. Or that experience woke me up to my true potential. What if the hardest thing you've ever gone through was actually the thing that qualified you to lead, to heal, to serve, to rise? We spend so much time trying to avoid discomfort that we miss the gifts it offers. The human mind is wired to seek pleasure and avoid pain. It's evolutionary. But if you only chase what's easy, you never grow. Think about it. Muscles don't grow without resistance. Trees don't take root without storms. Diamonds don't form without pressure. Why do we think our character, our strength, our mission should be born in comfort? Some of the most impactful people on this planet didn't start with ease. They started with deep pain. Nelson Mandela spent 27 years in prison. Oprah was abused as a child. Viktor Frankl wrote Man's Search for Meaning while enduring Auschwitz. These weren't just survivors. They turned their pain into transformation because they found meaning inside the suffering. That's the key. Pain on its own will not elevate you, but meaning will. So what meaning are you assigning to your pain? Because you get to decide. That's the beautiful, terrifying freedom of being human. You get to choose how your story is told. You get to decide if your pain becomes a prison or a platform. And I'm telling you right now, that thing you've been through, the loss, the betrayal, the breakdown, the trauma, it does not disqualify you. It doesn't mean you're broken. It doesn't mean you're less than. It means you're a human. And it might just mean you've been chosen. Because those who go through fire and still show up with compassion, those who lose everything and still offer love, that's not weakness. That's divine strength. There's a reason you survived what others couldn't. There's a reason you're still breathing. There's a reason that, even after all the tears and setbacks, something inside you still hopes, still dreams, still fights. That's not random. That's your soul remembering who you really are. The world will tell you to bury your pain, to move on, to stay strong. But real strength isn't suppressing emotion. It's facing it. It's feeling it fully. It's standing in the ashes of what hurt you and declaring, this will not be the end of me. This will be the start of something new. When you learn to alchemize your pain, when you turn wounds into wisdom, you stop being a victim and start becoming a force. You go from saying, why me, to try me. Because now you've perspective, now you've got empathy, now you've got depth. And let me tell you something, depth is what makes a life rich. It's what makes you relatable. It's what makes you real. And if you've ever thought, why not me? The reason might be this, maybe you've been through what you've been through not to be punished, but to be prepared. Maybe your pain was a path to your power all along. Now, I'm not saying it's fair. I'm not saying it was right. But I am saying you have a choice now. You can either repeat the cycle, or you can rise from it. And when you rise, not only do you heal yourself, you give others permission to heal too. That's the ripple effect. When one person stands up and says, this happened to me, but it doesn't define me, they become a light for someone else still sitting in the dark. Your courage becomes someone else's blueprint. Your resilience becomes someone else's roadmap. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be real. And realness is magnetic. So if you're still hurting, don't hide. Don't pretend. But also, don't stay stuck. Process it. Feel it. Learn from it. Then step out of it, because your life is too valuable to be anchored to the past. You were born to evolve, to grow, to become. And every chapter, even the painful ones, are part of your becoming. I want you to remember this. The version of you that was hurt may not be the one who heals, but E is the one who initiates the healing. And that initiation, that first brave decision to confront your pain rather than collapse under it, is where your transformation begins. Because pain can be a prison, or it can be a passport. Which one it becomes, that's up to you. There's power in your pain, but only if you're willing to face it, own it, and turn it into purpose. Don't run from it. Rise through it. Because your story, with all its messiness, might be the medicine someone else is waiting for, where